फरीदा दर दरवेसी गाखड़ी चलां दुनिया पत बन उठाई पोटली किथे वंजां कत किछ न बुझै किछ न सुझै दुनिया गुजी पाए साईं मेरे चंगा कीता नहीं तां हम भी दज्जां आहे फरीदा जे जाना तिल थोड़ड़े संभल बुक परी जे जाना सो नडड़ा तां थोड़ा मान करी जे जाना लड़ छिजड़ा पीड़ी पाई गंड तैं जेवड़ मैं नाहे को सब जग डिठा हंड. This conversation through the poetry with God or for God seems to be pleasant. It doesn't sound serious, but it is pleasant. It does not sound unserious either, but it is pleasant. Farida dardar vesi gakhadi chalna duniya pat. Oh Farid, that Vaheguru's play is difficult to be recognized as a humble saint, meaning it's just not that easy. It's not a cup of tea to be recognized at his place as a humble man. Ban uthai potali kithe vanjan kat. Well, I'm accustomed to so much being a worldly man. Where do I unload this baggage so I can be accepted as a humble saint in God's word, God's land? Kichna bujya, kichna sujya, dunya guji pae. This world is confusing, a smoldering fire. I can't comprehend the ways of this world. I don't blend in, that's what it means. Sai mere changa kita nahe ta hang bhi dajjan ahe. Well, had I not been in God's shelter, I would have been burned in it as well. Courtesy of Vaheguru, I am saved, I am protected. Farida je jana til thorde sammal buk pari. Oh boy, had I known the Sesame Streets are only few, I would have been extra careful. We all need to be extra considerate of our movements here. Je jana so nandada ta thoda man kari. Wow, had I known God is so merciful, so big, so vibrant, so young, I wouldn't have been so arrogant as I have been. Je jana lad chijda piddi pai gand. Had I known my robe would come loose, that means had I known that I would blend in, had I known that I would just merge into this worldly affairs, then being a holy saint, I would have been extra careful. I would have tied my knot a little tighter. Je jana lad chijda. Lad is robe. Had I known that my moments are few and the God is merciful, God is much more than what I think, I would have been extra careful. Pidi pai gand. I would have kept it tighter knot. Tän jevad main nahe ko sab jagah dittha hand. Seen around the world, Lord, there's none like you. You are the most merciful, beautiful, vibrant that I can think of. It looks like Baba Farid has reached a mature age and he has started appreciating gifts of Vaheguru and finally realized that he has been a little arrogant in the past. He does not want a single chance missed now, a single moment missed now to achieve more closeness with God. the drop of nectar that follows through God's praise or God's presence, and that everlasting sensation keeps him mesmerized now, bewildered now, almost in a different world. He is almost in a different world, much different than ours. And as the age catches up, this different world more seems a place to be in. It is not just state of mind any longer, but a real world where one never feels any pain. There are no more emotions to deal with, but constant bliss one remains in. There is no concept of time, nor day or night, just constant bliss. No more competing with anything in the world. Even surrender has been a thing of the past. Now it is like Bhagat Kabir says, Ab to jai chade singhasan, mile sarang pani, Ram Kabira ek bhaye hai, koi na sake pachani. Completely immersed in something which is beyond any description. Call it what you want. The world can't even describe or express the gratitude. Age plays a big factor in reaching this destination, provided we are not deviated from our original goal. Sensations finally give up, we remain above the game. We never wanted to give up, and that is the precise reason we made it. Persistent to find the truth always, suddenly, when you find that search ended and you didn't even know it. Persistent to find the truth allows suddenly, when you find that search ended and you didn't even know it. You find yourself in complete Sahaj, and the ship called Sahaj finally takes you across the ocean. So easily now, so effortlessly now. You're not even seeking anything any longer. You have it, and forever. Sakhi vase aave, fir chhod na jai, e reet bhali bhagwante. This is the natural phenomena. When you have crossed, you are not seeking any longer. Every being on earth is guaranteed this outcome, this ending, this blissful journey. Everybody is guaranteed, provided one remains in fight to remain ahead and above sensations, worldly sensations. On the one hand, they are needed to run the world, but on the other hand, these sensations are deviating. Persistent will win. One way or the other, we will all make it. Rejoice. As Guru says, Khwar hoye sab milenge, bache sharan, jo hoye. Heaven is guaranteed to all, provided we remain on target. Baba Sheikh Farid, a well-known poet, he happened to be in this world exactly 200 years prior to Guru Nanak, a byproduct of Sufism that landed in India, and Punjabis in particular, those who like different things, they allowed Sufism to come over from across the border. They brought a leher of love, compassion, and equal rights. It's a different thing what happened to India down the line once they allowed this philosophy to come in. Let's discuss other Salokas Continued Salokas of Sheikh Farid. Faridar dar dar vesi gakhdi, ਚੱਲਾਂ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਭੱਤ ਬਨ ਉਠਾਈ ਪੋਟਲੀ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਵੰਜਾਂ ਘੱਤ. Baba Farid says it isn't that easy. Dar dar vesi gakhdi. It isn't that easy to be recognized as a humble saint or even accepted at God's place. It's not that easy. And especially for me, ban uthai potli, kithe vanjan ghat. Now when I'm so accustomed to act like a worldly man, where do I unload this baggage? Kichna bujja, kichna sujja, duniya gujji paahe. Sai mere changa kita, nahi tahang bhi dajan aahe. This world is a smoldering fire, almost confusing. And I can't comprehend the ways of this world. What he's trying to say is that he does not blend in. People say something else and do something else. Everybody is greedy. Everybody has no vision. They're running around like animals. It's a confusing place. But he says, Sai mere changa kita, nahi tahang bhi dajan aahe. Had I not been in God's shelter, I would have been burned as well. Courtesy of Vaheguru, I am protected. Farida je jana til thodde, sammal book pari. Je jana so nandada, ta thoda maan kari. Had I known the sesame seeds are just few, I should have been extra careful, or we all need to be extra considerate of our movements on the earth here. We all should be more disciplined than what we are. We should be careful. Je jana so nandada ta thoda maan kari. Had I known, my Vaheguru is much more vibrant, real, merciful. He watches us so closely. Had I known all of the virtues, I would have been careful. I wouldn't have been that arrogant. Maan kari. I would not have been so arrogant as I've been in the past. Je jana lad chinjada, chijana, pidi pai gand. ਤੈਂ ਜੇਵੜ ਮੈਂ ਨਾਹੇ ਕੋ ਸਭ ਜਗ ਡਿੱਠਾ ਹੰਡ. ਜੇ ਜਾਣਾ ਲੜ ਛਿਜਣਾ ਪੀੜੀ ਪਾਈ ਗੰਢ. Oh yes, had I known my robe, my lud means, my robe will come loose, that I will lose in touch, lose contact with God. I will become a worldly man off and on. Before I got serious, I would have tied this knot a little tighter, pidi pai ganda. That means I would have been extra careful and maintained my relationship with God even tighter. Thain jevud main nahi ko sab jag dittha hand. O God, I've seen around the world there is none like you, merciful, caring. There is none like you. Baba Farid is describing his state of mind, where he was when he was young and where he is now being mature. He understands how God functions, and he's indebted to God for keeping in touch, and is indebted to God that at this particular age he has swallowed the truth, and he sees and he tastes and touches this mesmerizing God. Makhyon macha dudh sabbe galla mithiyan rab na pujan tudh. He is now tasting that nectar which is coming out of the praise and the presence of God. May we all be blessed.
आपे रखे आपे नाम जपावे। जय जय काज किरत सेवक के तहाँ तहाँ उपतावे। जय जय काज किरत सेवक की तहाँ तहाँ उपतावे। अपने सेवक की आपे